Taylor's method of perspective made easy both in theory and practice. An entertaining study for any gentleman who shall choose so polite an amusement. John Joshua Kirby, 1754. Every visible body emits or reflects inconceivably frail particles of matter from each point of its surface, which issue from it continuously, not unlike sparks from a phone. But it's the way that they find the eye, how they bounce and they bend, distort, contort any object. For the artist, the hardest part is to see pictures as numbers, turn numbers into pictures, a system of falsities to show reality. Whoever makes a design without the knowledge of perspective will be liable to such absurdities as are shown in this. I give him refills for free, often of much better coffee. He never says thank you. It's not that he discourages, he's just oblivious. Bouncing of the soup suds, or start thinking about right, the idea is paused, not ended. Years pass like turning pages, but the eye stops the passing page, rests on certain words, reads, absorbs, moves on. And like an afterglow on the retina, the picture remains in the frame. The idea leaves its mark in the brain, like a shadow, like an echo, like a stain. Like a shadow.